we have established that aqueous binary hydrogen containing substances are the ones that act as acids. That's what we concluded in the last session. In this session, let's try to name how to name these acids. We are going to start with the very basic one, that's a binary acid. So a binary acid is just the one that we have hydrogen and a non-metal, that's the other component, right? So they generally have this format of, let me get my pen for you so we can start. Yeah, so they are the one that generally have the form HX. So there is hydrogen here, right? Hydrogen appearing some number of times, let's say N, and then there is a non-metal over here, right? HX. X is any non-metal. But then this non-metal we are going to focus on is going to be of one atom. So meaning that we are going to have hydrogen and another substance. So there are going to be only two different atoms in all, making binary compound or binary acid, right? So there's acid and there is a non-metal attached to that. So let's look at the periodic table and see what area of the non-metal we are going to work with. So the non-metal that we say we'll be working mostly with again are these ones that I'm putting together in a group for you. So we have carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, phosphorus, and all that, right? They are the ones that form the binary. They are the ones that are non-metals for us. But then we have to notice something. It's not like hydrogen combined with all these non-metals will form an acid. Let's take note of that. Hydrogen is not going to form a substance with all the non-metal, that's what will form an acid. No, it doesn't happen like that. So for example, if hydrogen is meeting carbon, right? So we are going to have something like CH4 for that. This one, when hydrogen combining with a carbon, is an organic substance. It's going to form an organic substance. So that's not going to form an acid. And usually the carbon comes before the hydrogen. So hydrogen doesn't come first because we are looking for substances of this form. HX, HX, H first before the X. These are the ones that will form the acid, right? But then if you meet carbon, right, they are going to form second. Hydrogen is going to come second. So it's going to go inorganic, an organic substance. It's going to form an organic substance. So we don't use that as an acid. So hydrogen combined with carbon, that's not an acid. That's an organic substance. So it doesn't qualify. This one cannot form an acid for us. So let's go to nitrogen. For nitrogen, if hydrogen meets hydrogen, it's going to form NH3. That is going to be ammonia. It's going to be ammonia. So hydrogen is not going to form an acid with this ammonia that we have. So what other thing that we have? We have phosphorus here, right? So it's going to form phosphine. We mentioned that in the previous section. This is going to form phosphine. So it doesn't qualify to be an acid for us at all. So basically, this one, so this group and this, you see that the non-metal come before hydrogen, the P come before the H, and then the N come before the H, and the C come before the H for all these groups. But then the scenario changes from here, from group 6 going. From group 6 going, for example, O, right? Hydrogen comes first with oxygen, all right, but then it's going to form water, H2O. So H2O, when hydrogen meets oxygen, right, it's going to form water, H2O. Here, from here, hydrogen comes first before the other metal, other non-metal. So it's going to form H2O, which is water. Water is we are not going to classify it as acid. We have the neutral substance. That's just water that we have, right? So it is other substances that are classified as acid when they are present in this one, and we call them what? Aqueous. So water is going to make them aqueous. So water is going to form water with oxygen. So we don't classify it as an acid. So now this guy is not going to form. This one basically is water. What about S, sulfur? So if sulfur is going to form H2S. Yes, this is where our acids begin to come in. So H2S is now our acid. This is our first acid, right, from this. So this guy qualifies. Then all the 7 elements, right, they are going to form the acid with hydrogen. So example, so basically when we are talking about the binary acid, right, they are going to form hydrogen with one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with hydrogen, hydrogen with sulfur is going to form H2S. Hydrogen with fluorine is going to become HF. Hydrogen with chlorine is going to form HCl. Hydrogen with bromine is going to form HBr and HI. These are going to be the acids that we'll be having from the group binary acid, that from the group that we have gotten so far, right? So remember, all these things should be aqueous. They should be aqueous. They should all be aqueous before we can say they are acids, right? These are aqueous. They should be aqueous. But then if they are just liquid, right? They are going to name, if this one is liquid, it's going to hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen chloride. We did that in the previous session. So in this session, we are trying to fish out the one that can be named as acid, assuming that they are all in aqueous form, right? Okay, now let's go and name these ones. So how do we name these things now? How do we name them now? So the hydrogen is going to be the hydro, right? But then the last one, sulfur, for example, we are going to actually use the brain, add this one to them. IC, ick to the end. So it's going to be sulfuric. Fluorine is fluoric. Chlorine is going to be chloric. These are going to be IC that will be adding at the end to make the ick sound, right? That's what the acid is going to be. So now, but then the hydrogen is going to call it hydro. So let's start with the first one, H2S. So the naming will be hydrogen, right? Hydro sulfuric acid. Yeah, the acid needs to come. The acid needs to come at the end of the day. So then we are going to fluorine now. So what do you think will be the name for this one? It's going to be hydrofluorine, so fluoric acid, right? Hydrofluoric acid. So HCl is going to be hydrochloric acid as well. You see how the name goes? So what do you think of the bromine? Can you guess? I'm writing that hydrobromic acid. And the last one, HI, iodine, so iodic acid. Yes, this is how to name binary acids as we have encountered, right? So in the next session, we are going to look at the oxo acids. Right? They are not going to be just binary acid, but they are going to be acid that contain oxygen, not oxygen. So there will be sulfur, there will be fluorine, there will be other elements alongside oxygen, right? That's what we call oxo acid, and that's what we'll be looking at in the next session.